Welcome back to the Coloring Book channel. This is my second video in the Famous People series. I have in mind to do quite a bit of more or less cartoon characters. Belle from Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, and maybe even the Little Mermaid. And maybe a few others. But I thought I'd start out with this wonderful drawing that I got Wonder Woman. It's another drawing from mindfullife.com site. And so I put the link in there to that site, so hopefully you can find it. Beautiful drawing. And I started out with many different shades of blue in her hair. So I don't like to color black very much. Her hair is very dark brown or a black in many drawings or movies. And so I usually like to start with a dark blue and then move it towards a darker color. So I was experimenting a lot with a lot of different colored blues. I wanted the blue to kind of shine through a little bit, but not overpowering like it is at this point. So at this point I decided I'd done enough with her hair. I want to let it sit for a little while and think about what I want to do next. So I started working on her crown. Or I'm not sure if there's a crown or a headband, but it's metallic. So I used some metallic shaded colors and they weren't quite bright enough. So then I used some brilliant yellow in there to bring out the color. Then I used some flesh tones on her skin and I colored her face with some flesh tone. And then I used her flesh tone on her arms as well. However, I wasn't satisfied that gave me enough contrast. It seemed like there's more that I could do. But I thought I would try it on her arms first with maybe a light shaded brown or a darker yellow. So I shaded in a few spots there, tried a few spots on her face, her nose, above the eyes, just slightly coloring in with a darker brown, well actually a really light brown, but a darker yellow. And after I scratched around on her face a little bit, I wanted to color her lips a bright red to stand out and give this picture some color. I thought that her face is starting to have this look between beauty and then strength. Maybe almost a little harsh. So I thought that was pretty good. So I let that sit for a while and I started coloring on her armor, neck, and neck protection, which is always like a golden yellow. And I'd already used the metallic on her crown and didn't like the way that turned out. So I just went with a brilliant yellow and thought I'll go back over it again. Finished out much more of the drawing. Put a nice red on her armor and decided, yeah, let's give that some more depth. So I went over it a second time and then I began to trace in some shadows. Some little shading, define some lines, and I thought, yes, now it's beginning to come out. And I decided to use some of that deep red to add some red to her lips as well. Now I came back with a really light brown to touch up her face a little bit more. And I thought, yeah, it's beginning to have a little bit of depth. I'm experimenting. I'm not a master with color pencils, so I'm learning as I go. And so I color parts of the drawing, and you can see I went back and added some shades into the yellow. I colored some parts of the drawing, then I circle back, I let it sit for a while, then I look at it again and color in some more. So now I'm circling back to her hair. I've got the black, and I'm just kind of darkening in big spots of her hair from the roots out, down her tresses, and giving it a lot of dark black. And I think that's beginning to look the way I wanted it to. Experimenting more with the ends of her hair so I don't mess up the top until I'm ready. And I started going down the back, and I think, yeah, this is, I think, the way I wanted it to kind of a really dark black blue color. I hit some little sparkles that they had on the drawing in bright red to just kind of make them pop, and then I did the background in a nice sky blue. That's all I had time for today. Hope you enjoyed it.